Welcome back to another episode of OPC Sports Talks. And today, well, it's an interesting talk. We're talking everything and only about Andrew Luck. And obviously, if you don't know, well, I'm gonna be the first one to fill you in. But obviously, everybody who's an NFL fan, sports fan in general, just know this: Andrew Luck, at the age of 29, 7 seasons in the NFL, I believe, is retiring from the NFL. Now, the news just came a couple of days ago, I believe, when there was a preseason. I was watching my boys playing the Texans. We absolutely demolished them. But on the sideline, Andrew Luck, and it came out. He was supposed to announce his retirement the day after, but it came out on the sidelines that he's retiring. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks. One of the greatest quarterbacks, and I hope he gets into the Hall of Fame, is retiring at the age of 29, which is really young, very young. You think about people who retired young: Barry Sanders, Rob Gronkowski, even a little bit, Calvin Johnson. Some of these players just retired really young, and Andrew Luck is going to be joining them at the age of 29. So it sucks to see that, but just a bunch of people are just shocked about him retiring. And this whole video is going to be just explaining and talking about the whole Andrew Luck situation. As he did retire, obviously there was a mixed crowd reaction when he did. A bunch of boos, and we'll get into that in a second. But it does suck. It does suck. Now, it sucks because his whole 2017 season he was out due to a shoulder injury, but he bounced back, and he came back as the comeback player of the year this last year. But now retiring because of his ankle and just injury, and I'll show a little bit of the his retirement press conference in this video in a second. But he will be stepping away from the game of football because of the injury, the rehabs, and everything he's been going through. And it's just not fun for him anymore, and it's really killing him inside. So his role is going to be taken over by Jacoby Brissett, who I think can actually be a star in the NFL. So I hope he can do something. And I still think they could have a chance to make the playoffs because you put one guy doesn't make the team. Yeah, the quarterback's pretty important, but Jacoby Brissett's got a great defense around him and a great offense around him too. But just let's read some of the comments that a lot of players said to to Andrew Luck. One of them was from JJ Watt. He decided to comment this on Twitter. He took it to Twitter and he said, "An incredible competitor and a truly great person. I'll miss competing against a guy who always played the game extremely hard with an immense amount of respect. Wishing Andrew nothing but the absolute best moving forward. I know this had to be unbelievably difficult decision." So that's what JJ Watt said. Obviously, he's a Houston Texan player, and he's a division rival against Luck. But again, it's football's family, so even when you are division rivals, you have respect for the players on teams. Now, another one of these comments came from his good friend and fellow teammate T.Y. Hilton. He had to say this on Twitter: "Every time I think about it, tears start to flow. No one understands you like I do. Our bond is one of a kind. I've decided to dedicate my season to my best friend. I love you 12. #Luck to Hilton." So obviously you can see that Andrew Luck has just been he's loved by so many people. People watching the game. Even if you don't like the Indianapolis Colts, if you're a Jags fan, Texas fan, or Titan fan, you just don't like the Colts. There's no question that you can't say that you are sad to see Andrew Luck go, and that you don't like Luck, because Andrew Luck, I don't think, has one bad bone in his body. He's you see it every time he gets hit, and he says good hit, and he always gets back up. But again, these injuries just took a toll, and they caught up to him finally, and that's what ultimately decided for him to retire. So I'll play a little bit of the press conference in a second, but I just want to read you the stats of Andrew Luck's career. I believe these are the stats. He had 23,671 passing yards, 171 passing touchdowns. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, a 2018 Comeback Player of the Year. So, again, congrats on an incredible career. Andrew Luck is, at the age of 29, those stats look pretty freaking good for a quarterback. And with all the injuries he's gone through, and he missed the whole 2017 season. So, again, congratulations to Luck, and I hope nothing but the best. I wish nothing but the best for him moving forward, but this is what he had to say in the press conference on why it's been a little bit difficult to play, and why he's decided to ultimately step away from the amazing game of football.
Hello. This certainly isn't how I envisioned this or planned this, but I am going to retire. This is not an easy decision. Honestly, it's the hardest decision of my life. But it is the right decision for me. For the last 4 years or so, I've been in this cycle of injury, pain, rehab, injury, pain, rehab. And it's been unceasing and unrelenting, both in season, and off season. And I felt stuck in it, and the only way I see out is to no longer play football. It's taken my joy of this game away, and this. Sorry. I've been stuck in this process. I haven't been able to live the life I want to live. Taking the joy out of this game. And after 2016, where I played in pain and was unable to regularly practice, I made a vow to myself that I would not go down that path again. I find myself in a similar situation, and the only way forward for me is to remove myself from football in this cycle that I've been in. Come to the proverbial fork in the road, and I made a vow to myself that if I ever did again, I would choose me in a sense. It's very difficult. I love this team. I love my teammates, the folks in our building, the fans, the game of football. And as part of this team, as a member of this team, and because of how I feel, I know that I am unable to pour my heart and soul into this position, which would not only sell myself short, but the team in the end as well. And it's sad. But I also have a lot of clarity in this. It's been a difficult process, but my wife, my family, my friends, Mr. Ballard, Mr. Irsay, the Irsay family, and Frank Reich have been incredibly helpful, supportive, and I'm so grateful for them.
Luck then goes on to thank a bunch of people, his teammates that he used to play with, the teammates that is on the team now. He thanked the organization and the owners and everybody that gave him the opportunity to come play the game. So it was definitely, I watched the whole press conference. It was definitely emotional, especially through the end. But he did choke up in that little part that I did show you once, and that's just because I know it's got to be definitely difficult for the guy to retire, especially because he's so young. But again, Barry Sanders has done it. A bunch of other people did it. So as shocking as those were, everybody talks about, oh, Barry Sanders retired at this age. He was just entering his prime. That's what people are going to be talking down 10 years down the road when they think about Andrew Luck and just the game of football and the Colts organization in general. But again, Andrew Luck, for the time him being on the Indianapolis Colts, he had a hell of a career. And again, nothing but respect for the guy. Let's move on to another situation. When the announcement did come up that he was going to retire, mixed reactions from the crowd. There was some clapping, some thank you Lucks in the crowd, but ultimately there was a lot of booing. A lot of people booed in that stadium when Andrew Luck got announced. When it was announced that Andrew Luck was going to retire, and I got a video to show you from First Take.
Was the booing by fans fair or foul?
Allow me to take this over. I'd like to go first. I'm going to try to be as nice and as professional as I possibly can be here. I can't believe that I'm saying this. The fans were not wrong. I think people, it's real popular to sit up there and point the finger at the fans. And a lot of times it's justified and it's deserved. But I got to say, it wasn't that, you got to take it, everything should be contextualized. You just found out about a week to go before the NFL, a week and a half before the NFL season started, that your star quarterback, who by the way missed the entire 2017 season, comes back, wins comeback player of the year, takes you to the playoff, gets you to a divisional playoff game, and not only do you have a significant portion of your team returning, but you add Devin Funchess to the mix to help out of T.Y. Hilton. You got a massive offensive line. Ebron is coming off an all-pro caliber year. When you look at all of those things taken into consideration, and then in the moment you learn that the man is retired, you're like, what the hell's going on? What is this? Okay, and this is the point that I'm trying to make. Jim Brown didn't retire at age 29. You know when he retired? July 13th, 1966. Barry Sanders retired at age 31. You know when he retired? July 27th, 1999. Calvin Johnson retired at age 30. You know when he retired? March 8th, 2016. If Andrew Luck had retired at any of those times, I don't think you get that kind of reaction. It's that, wait a minute, on August 4th, I think, you told Peter King, I expect to be ready for week one. And 2-3 weeks later, you're retiring. So I think that we have to take that into consideration. I don't think the boos were about him leaving. I think the boos were about the timing. In other words, we get ready to start the season. You've been going through what you've been going through, and a week and a half before the NFL season begins, we get this news. I think that's the problem. And I think as a result of that, I think in this particular instance, first of all, it wasn't everybody. There was some serenade.
It was loud, though.
It was loud.
It was
but
loud.
I think those people in that moment deserve that pass.
All right, listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Keyshawn, let me jump on Stephen A. for just a moment here. Here's the thing. I actually think everything you just said was true, man. The timing of it, the overall sense of disappointment. Colts fans had a real, legit reason to believe they were going to contend for a Super Bowl this year. I was going to toy with them winning the AFC, making my preseason picks. There's real, not just disappointment, but a sense that things came in way under expectations for Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. And I understand it, man. And here's the thing. I've made arguments in the past. Fans' job is to be fans and to feel it. They're visceral. That's what they're supposed to be doing. However, everything you just said can be true, Stephen A. And I'm not trying to be on a high horse. I'm not trying to sermonize, but you got to be better than that. You can feel all that. It can be real. And your mom can tell you, I understand, baby, and pat you on the back, but you still got to be better than that. You cannot rain down booze on a guy who's given you 7 years like that.
I respond.
So, in a way, I agree with both of them. You can understand the fans' frustration with after just promising the hopes and getting them up with a week left to go in the NFL regular season, like Stephen A. Smith said. It sucks to see your main quarterback just retire like that. But you got to also understand that Luck has been through a lot of crap. You know, he's been through ups and way more downs in his career. And if the joy is taken out of you from playing the sport and it's just no longer fun to you, then what's the point of playing in it? And the injuries, like you said, he's been through injury rehab. It sucks. It sucks, right? It sucks to see your starting quarterback retire, but at the same time, it's like knowing somebody's in a better place, because you know now Luck is calm and he can finally deal with everything, and now he's in a better place, and now he doesn't need to play the game anymore, and that he's finally okay. But you know, like I said, the fans, they will all thank Andrew Luck, and everybody will remember what a career he had, and what an amazing player he was, and just everything he did for the organization and for the Colts. Even though he left at a really bad timing because he just won comeback player of the year, and he just gave the hopes to the Colts to go further and to even be Super Bowl contenders. But I still think Jacoby Brissett can pull through for the Colts, and I think they might even still make the playoffs with Jacoby Brissett as a quarterback. Any given Sunday, you know. And Andrew Luck stepped down, so Jacoby Brissett's got to step up, and he did it once before. I didn't go so well for the when Jacoby Brissett had to step up for Luck the first time, but I think he'll do just as good this time, or actually better. Sorry, not just as good, because that would be really bad, but better. Anyways, guys, that is Andrew Luck. His career is done, and we're moving forward. Just a week left to go to the until the NFL season starts. So, yeah, Andrew Luck. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button, comment down below what other OPC sports talks you want me to do, what else you want me to talk about, and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. In the next OPC sports talk video, I gotta wait till something else really big happens so then I can focus around that one topic. But I got a bunch of crap lined up. It's just this was so huge that it had to it's taken one video, like how long the video is. So, anyways, with that being said, Andrew Luck, I wish nothing but the best for you in the future, and moving on with yourself and your future with your wife and family and just everything. I hope everything goes well. He'll be known as one of the greatest quarterbacks that's played in his time for sure, 100%. And yeah, he's done a lot for not just for the Indianapolis Colts organization, but for the NFL in general. And that being said, Andrew Luck, good for you for stepping away from the game when you knew you had to. And that's the biggest thing a man can do, when he knows he's done and he can step away from it. With that being said, guys, like I said, hope you liked the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.